first like to acknowledge that we are on Coast Salish territory, which is why we stand under the banner of No Olympics on Stolen Native Land. So inside, VANOC is hosting the Sport and Sustainability Conference. It is an attempt to greenwash the games.
My name is Eric Doherty. I'm with an organization called Gateway Sucks, and we're focusing on the freeway expansions that have gone on. Started out with the freeway expansion to Whistler, the Sea to Sky Highway, which is about $1 billion project. This was done because the Olympic sponsors, because the Olympic family didn't want sustainable transportation. There were many proposals on the table to upgrade the existing rail lines for ordinary passenger rail service to Whistler. That wasn't good enough for GM. That wasn't good enough for Petro-Canada. They wanted a freeway so that they could sell their sports utility vehicles, their Camaros, and their tar sands oil. This is all about the least sustainable things in our society, and that's what the Olympic sponsors are pushing, and so far that's what they've been getting. This is something that a few offsets is just not going to cover up, and if we push hard and get the word out to the whole world, we can make a real difference in not only how our region develops, but the kind of decisions that will be made in other cities around the world, whether they're going to go with the 1950s LA model of freeways and cars, or start building transit cities that are livable and sustainable. Thank you.
Homes, not games!
Trees, not games!
Homes, not games!
Trees, not games!
Hi, my name's Melody Blaney. I'm here representing Citizens United to Save the Peace. BC Hydro is sponsoring the 2010 Olympics by providing what they call green power. So while they try and make things appear that way, they're hoping that no one will notice them destroying a river valley by building the Site C Dam on the Peace River. The Peace River Valley is home to some of the best wildlife habitat in the province, the only Class 1 farmland in northern BC. The Campbell government is wreaking havoc on BC's waterways in the name of saving our air and climate, while continuously choosing to ignore options that would save all three. We don't have to let this happen, though. We can stand united to save our waterways across the province and leave a legacy that will make our children proud of what we stood for.
Absolutely!
We can say no to destroying valleys for Olympic power.
Absolutely!
Stop the greenwash of the Green Games! Stop the greenwash of the Green Games!
Stop the greenwash of the Green Games!
We're outside because we're the people that actually fight for justice in this society, and the people that are inside are the people that are trying to exploit the lands of this territory, exploit the lands of the world, and destroy every basic environmental safety zone that people are trying to still fight for, their sovereignty they're trying to fight for, their way of life they're trying to fight for. And we have corporate criminals such as Dow Chemicals, EPCOR, Petro-Canada, recently bought out by Suncor, which is one of the pioneering companies from the tar sands. We have GM, TransCanada Pipelines, Coca-Cola, the Royal Bank. All these people are far from environmentally responsible. And what the Olympics provides them, it provides them with the best opportunity to quote-unquote show the world that they care about the environment. And what do we say? Hell no! Hell no! And what we're doing for the 2010 Games, when they come here, we have to stand up and expose these corporations. We have to make it as hard as hell for them to market their greenwash during 2010, and we need to confront them at every point that they are going to market their green crap during 2010, and we will be there to do that.
Trees not gay! Homes not gay! Trees not gay!
hero. She truly is a hero.
Yes.
Hero. She impressed me so enormously. A day doesn't pass that I don't think about her, because she fought not only her chiefs, who she felt was given away Squamish land over to destruction for the glory of the Olympics and for money and prestige for her chiefs. She was also fighting my chiefs. She was determined to protest, and to protest even if it meant her life, which it did. She refused when arrested. She and I were arrested together along with a lot of other people. She refused to apologize to the judge. Harriet said no. She stood on the proclamation of 1763, which said that Indians were not to be molested in their own land. She wanted to bring that to court. I stood with her in court. That judge sentenced her to 14 days in Surrey pre-trial, and as I said, she caught pneumonia and she died. But the day before she was hospitalized, I went to court with her and filed an appeal, because she wanted to appeal this and to bring it to court and to bring it as far as she could go with it, and I was going to help her. However, I spent 10 months, I got 10 months in prison myself, but my appeal, I'm still appealing, is on May the 26th. People come to the courtroom and support.
Yes, I will.
We have to fight this on all fronts. Life gives us what we demand that it give us.
You say green, we say green. You say green, we say green.
One of the things that's really changed with the Olympics have never been green. They've never been green. And what we've heard today, it just re-emphasizes how not green these games are. So when you think about all the impacts of 2010, we were promised the greenest games ever. What did we get? The Callahan Valley, those of you who've been up there lately, you know what's happened up there. The giant ski lifts, they're terraforming the whole area. They're putting in hundreds of kilometers of Nordic trails and biathlon trails and so-called legacy trails, and they're cutting down tens of thousands, probably more than 100,000 trees by the time everything's done. There's nothing green about these games. These people should be ashamed. The only thing that's really changed, is they're actively lying about it, and they're trying to greenwash and pretend it's green when it's not. That's what's changed. Before that they didn't think we cared. Before that, they thought they could get away with it because no one was watching. Now the third pillar of Olympism is now a respect for the environment and environmental sustainability. So they have to put on a facade like this to pretend that the games are green. It's not true, and we're not having it. And we're going to be here in 2010, and we're going to be letting them know we're not having it then either. Thank you.
Stop the greenwash of the green game. Stop the greenwash of the green game. Stop the greenwash of the green game.
Interestingly, in 2010, it's truly going to be our winter of discontent, because there's going to be the Olympics in Canada, the Security and Prosperity Partnership will be meeting, and the G8 will be meeting, all in the same year. So while people are talking about green out of one side of the mouth, you know the kind of green they're really talking about is money, not the environment, because that's at the bottom what's really driving this agenda. And so when people are coming together to resist the Olympics in 2010, we also need to resist the Security and Prosperity Partnership. We need to resist the G8. We need to understand that this whole crisis of finance capital is just the logic, the final end product of an unsustainable system. It's unsustainable on the environment, and exponential growth forever is also unsustainable. So in our winter of discontent of 2010, we got to make the links, resist the Olympics, resist the SPP, resist the G8, resist capitalism. Thank you.
Trees not gay, homes not gay. Trees not gay, homes not gay.
No Olympics on stolen native land! No Olympics on stolen native land! No Olympics on stolen native land! No Olympics on stolen native land!